Yo, what we saying, what we spraying, back again with another about the fan, innit? You get me? And tonight we're gonna be having a little conversation with Flawless, innit? But before we get into any of that, make sure you're dashing the kunai, yeah, upon the light real quick, innit? Cause we need to get as many people up in this building as possible. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. You know, come and join the village. Yeah, we got loads of missions. And the only way we're getting all these missions accomplished is if we get more Shinobi in the village. So y'all know what to do. And obviously, subscribe to Flawless's channel, Sarcasm City. It's in the description and it is in the title. You don't even really need to go anywhere. It's right in front of your face. Click it. There's no reason to not be subscribing. You get me? And obviously, if you can drop a comment, algorithm settings, YouTube likes to do this thing where they don't really push things until you get mad interaction on the video. You get me? A quick thing, it can be great vid, it could be dead vid, it could even just be one. Do you know what I mean? Whatever it is, get it under the video because we need to get the content out there to more beautiful people in the world. Yeah. Now look, yeah. The brother that I'm bringing on, yeah, you know what? Man, I have to give him his flowers, innit? Because if I weren't there, yeah, watching his specials, yeah, I never would have had this idea. I never would have thought, you know what, maybe talking to football fans that do content about their journey as a fan, it would never have happened if I wasn't sitting there watching the Sarcasm City special. So I have to give him his flowers. You know, he's big in the scene. You get me? And when I look at him, I'm like, you know what? He just reminds me of a sage. Do you know what I mean? He just a cool, calm, level-headed brother that's doing a lot in the scene and trying to bring the community together. So people, make sure you give him his props. Make sure you show him love. And obviously, man, like Flawless. What are you saying, man?
Yo, blessings, man. I appreciate the intro for real. Like, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I had no idea you came up with this idea off the back of seeing the special. So I appreciate that on top of everything you said as well. But blessings for having me, man. Firstly, big up, appreciate you having me on. Secondly, looking forward to the show. And I echo everything you said there at the start. You lot run up the likes, whether you're watching live right now, watching this back afterwards, run up the like, subscribe to Hooks as well, because he out here putting in the work as well, grafting. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and yo, leave a comment afterwards as well, like you stated.
Yeah, man, 100. Obviously, I just have to give flowers. I like to give flowers where it's due, man. And I can't lie, man, that those specials, they inspired me, man. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause I like talking to people, but obviously, I'm new to this, like, YouTube football content thing, innit? So
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, raw, how can I make my channel a bit more diverse, a bit more different to like what everyone else is doing? And I just thought, you know what? I was once that guy that had a voice that wanted to get my voice out there and get my story out there. There's loads of people that are out there that are just doing this, but not really talking about their story or like why they became a fan or anything like that. And I feel like we're always talking about footballers, we're always talking about football clubs. Yeah, let's learn a bit more about, you know, the person talking about them and what their journey is, in it. So you get me. But I just had to make man know in it because
I appreciate it.
Man need to know where the ideas come from. You get me? That I can't just run that and be like, yeah, it was just me. You get me? I have to make man know in it. So people, again, make sure you are checking out Sarcasm City. Yeah. So look, obviously this is going to be dropped as a podcast as well on Spotify, and we all know that people don't always listen all the way to the end. So let's get it out from the start. Where can people find you?
Yeah, at Sarcasm City TV. You mentioned there on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow the playback, which is also Sarcasm City TV. And make sure you follow them both because it's not the same content that you get on both. Of course, Premier League, Manchester United, mainly spoken about, but then we speak about the rest of the big six in the Premier League. And then over on the playback, NBA content, Formula One content, UFC, the list goes on. One-stop shop, basically, for all different types of sport. So, yeah, Sarcasm City TV on YouTube, Sarcasm City TV on playback. And then on top of that, that's me, Flawless. That's on across all socials, as well as that Sarcasm City TV across all socials as well. So that's where people can find me.
Sweet. Perfect. So look, yeah, do you know what? I usually like to start, yeah, with a show starter question, but I'll get to that, yeah, because you being a Manchester United fan, I feel like there may be a more important question just to dive into.
That's cool.
Yeah. As a Manchester United fan, how has your kind of expectations and I guess emotions towards the season now changed, considering not only is Ruben Amorim now in as your new manager, but from my perspective, and this is as an outsider, as a rival, he said a lot of good things in the interviews that he's had so far. So how are you now feeling about the season?
Oh, over the moon about the season. I'm now genuinely looking forward to games. I'm genuinely looking forward to watch-alongs. I'm looking forward to talking about Manchester United. I'm looking forward to previews. When you're having me on this show, I know it's going to be a talking point, even though it's not the main talking point. Whenever I'm on anybody else's platform, I now look forward to the Manchester United section, whereas before I was dreading it. I keep saying this. We was in jail with Ten Hag. That's why you laughing, because you know, Hawks, because we had worked together a couple of times, and you could see how miserable I was. And everybody stated that as soon as he was gone, was like, we've never seen you this happy before. We've never seen you smile like this. And this was before Amorim. Like, forget even, this was before Amorim was the thing. Like, this was legit just him leaving. The amount of messages I got bombarded with from him leaving. So whether it was Manchester United fans, fellow Manchester United fans celebrating, talking about he's gone, or rival fans letting me know he's gone, and just the sheer excitement and joy. We was in jail with him. That's how I liken it to. It's like doing a prison sentence and you are doing 25 to life and you get out unexpectedly, because that was out of the blue. There was he wasn't trending. Ten Hag out wasn't trending. Content creators weren't talking about it. Mainstream media, there was zero reports of him leaving. Then we lost to West Ham, and then he's gone. And it's like, what? I didn't believe it at first. Shout out to my young G Matthew. He was the first message I seen when I woke up, and it was, he's gone. And the first thing I sent him back was, no, he's not. You're lying. And then he's like, nah, he's gone. Trust me, Florida. And then he sent me the screenshot of the official post of him leaving, and I was like, damn. And then all the other messages after that. So yeah, very enthusiastic now towards the season and looking forward to it. People don't realize how miserable we was, and it wasn't just me. Like, all of the content creators, Manchester United fans, I seen that everybody was happier instantly. And then we, on top of that, we go and get Amorim, who was the manager I wanted at that time. I was like, okay, this is a serious move.
So was Amorim like your first choice replacement?
During this period, yeah, in the summer, I wanted Flick first and Amorim second. But then obviously Flick went to Barcelona. So then once Flick went, I was like, go and get Amorim. And that was, I'm not going to lie and be like, oh, I watched Portuguese league all the time and watch this. No, I don't. I've watched bits and pieces. I've read up. I also know people who follow that league religiously as well. And everyone who I spoke to who follows that league religiously said he's a very good manager. Then other content creators had mentioned him in regards to Liverpool were looking for a manager. A lot of Liverpool fans wanted him. I'd heard Arsenal fans giving him his ratings as well. Chelsea, because they was looking for a manager. So everything, I hear nothing but positive things about him. And then I look at the resume and I go, yeah, this works. You have a resume, me, worthy of getting a shot at being successful at Manchester United.
Yeah. And I mean, just from my perspective, I think one of the better things about him is, if you actually look back on his career, there's actually been loads of times that he's actually been a manager at a club, but not actually been a manager, because he didn't actually go and do his badges, because he believes in experience over theory, which I think is an amazing attitude to have towards the game. So at least, at the very least, you're getting someone who has that experience, who cares more about what is actually happening versus what is written in any given bit of theory or book or text or anything like that. So yeah, man, you know what? I give it to you, Manchester United, like me as an Arsenal fan, I've wanted you, man, to come back to your heyday for so long now, because I do miss the good old days of Arsenal and Manchester United duking it out. So hopefully, well, actually, I say that, and we may be going the other way. We may be switching positions.
It looks that way. Like, shout out to my guy Don C, because he said this as soon as Ten Hag was sacked, and he's someone who's been critical of Arteta, Arsenal fan, been critical of Arteta for a long time. And he said Ten Hag being there covered up how bad Arsenal were. And he said now he's gone, there's more eyes on Arsenal with Arteta because he's like, it was all Manchester United and how bad Ten Hag was doing, which was rightfully so. And now the certain comments I hear Arteta making, I'm like, that is very Ten Hagish.
Yeah.
Very, very Ten Hagish. He makes certain comments, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see. Fingers crossed from my side. It doesn't end up going that way. But look, so show starter question. So yeah, Manchester United, they're a club that's known for having great on-field partnerships. They're known for this in history. So the likes of Ferdinand and Vidic, Bruce and Pallister, Gary Neville and Beckham, Cole and York, Rooney and Ronaldo. In their prime, which partnership would you bring back into this current Manchester United squad to give you the best chance of winning the Premier League?
Oh, that's a good question. To give us the best chance. And there's some bad boy partnerships you just mentioned and some. Because now it's Amarim, so it's our back three, so it's slightly different. But you know what? I'll go engine room. I'll go Keane and Scholes. Because midfield is key. So I'm going Keane. As much as I like some of the midfielders we have, Casemiro, Agate, etc., like Keane and Scholes as two options in there, especially playing a back three. Oh, yeah, Keane and Scholes.
Keane and Scholes.
Yeah.
But are you confident in your forward line? Because even with Keane and Scholes in there, who's scoring the goals?
That is true. But what Keane and Scholes are walking in, whatever position I picked, whatever we needed something. So say I would have went with Cole and York up top, we would still need more in midfield. We still need more in defense in regard, and the wing backs as well in regards to going to win a league. So I'm looking platform. What the Keane and Scholes offer me, they improve us defensively and they improve us offensively. Bear in mind, it's a system game as well. They would fit in this system era well and truly. And Scholes is going to help you create. And Keane's going to help you create because Roy Keane's very underrated in regards to his passing, his short passing through the lines.
Yeah.
Like people who didn't watch him just act like, oh, he's just a passionate guy who just demanded the best out of everybody and tackled hard and ran around. And he did that. Keane could play. Yeah. Like he weren't no scrub. You know what I'm saying? You don't last playing in the Premier League at the level he was at for so long if you're bad on the football. It wasn't your Scholes on the football. No. But when we talk about playing the ball forward with pace, and Keane was that. And bear in mind, he played in the 4-4-2 era. So you have more responsibility because there's only you and one other. Whereas now in today's age, there's two of you lot and a midfield in front of you lot. So there's an extra passing option as well. So the reason why I go Keane Scholes because it's the engine room right through the middle of the team, and then you can add in the summer. That's how I would look at it.
No, that's true. And then I guess also something as well is Keane provides you with that level of leadership that you're really lacking.
Everybody gets better.
Yeah.
He improves everybody. He improves even if it's slight, even if he improves a player from a 5 out of 10 to 6 out of 10. You do that with enough players, you're upgrading the whole team. But we would have to buy regardless in regards to winning the Premier League. But they push us where with add those two in, we're a top 4 side comfortably. You add those two to our side.
Immediately
we're top 4. Immediately. No one ain't chatting to us in midfield. Because if you add in, Keane, Scholes, like you could even play Scholes in the 10 if you in one of the 10s if you wanted to, and play Keane next to Casemiro. And then you got Scholes, Diallo, and a striker. It's a bad boy quartet. Or you could play Maino in there next to Scholes, and Maino as your 10s. Because people always think when I say prime Scholes, I'm talking more Scholes who got forward more, not the deep line playmaker who's picking up the ball. So you could play Scholes and Maino, and we'd still need a striker and wing backs, But then Keane and Casemiro, that's dominant. Imagine those two.
Yeah, you could even play Mainu next to Keane
if you wanted to.
Really wanted to, and then Scholes in front, and then
Scholes in front of that.
Goals is, you know what? Yeah, I say that you have well, at least have had goal scoring problems. It seems like when Ruud came in, it kind of immediately resolved itself, right? So I'm now looking at your lack of goal scoring as a Ten Hag issue and not your squad issue.
It's definitely like both in regards to, again, because it's system game. So have we got enough goals in this team, even adding in Keane and Scholes, to go and win a Premier League title? No. but does it push us forward? Yes. And then with the qualities they have, if you get a good manager and the systems there, and you add in their qualities and then add in some couple of attacking players, couple wing backs and a striker, you have a Premier League title winning side there. 100%. I use this all the time. Football's a system-based game. There's a reason why Spurs have scored the most goals in the Premier League right now. Nobody thinks Spurs have the best attacking team, but Ange's system that allows them to create so many chances that they score a lot of goals. No one rates their attack. They have Son, Cole, Kulusevski. No one's like, go get me Johnson or Richarlison or Timo Werner or Madison out of form. That's why you laugh at it. Nobody nowhere has said that. No one's watched Spurs and went, you know what? Go get me Johnson. I need Johnson. I need Richarlison. Even Solanke's decent, but he's limited. So it's kind of, he's like that. So there's a reason why Brentford are the second highest goal scorers in the league right now. They're joint second with City.
That's crazy.
They've scored more goals. They've scored more goals than Arsenal and Liverpool right now, Brentford. Nobody's saying, and Brentford, I rate Visa and Bremo, but they're not that good. Like, again, but I've watched Brentford this season. System. The way they attack and their patterns, that's what it is. So if you add in a manager with a system and you add Keane and Scholes to that, as well as a couple of attackers, United are going clear.
And I've been hearing rumors that in the new Amorim system that Rashford is going to be given, at least in the interim, the central role. So let's just say Scholes does come in and he's the 10 behind Rashford. I think that Rashford easily 20 goals. Easily. Like,
I would say 20 goals. He scores more. Definitely just because of law of averages and volume. Just because of the quality so I do see him scoring many more goals. And I think I've said this, I think Rashford plays the 9. And that's just a hunch. I think he's probably he is the closest probably to Gyökeres that we have, even though he's not of the level. So I could see Rashford being the 9 because our attack, like I said, all summer long, woeful. Anyone who's watched me knows what I went through in 2024 on my own platform, every other platform, telling Manchester United fans, we are not doing anything of note with this manager and this team. And I kept saying it. Where are the goals coming from? And you laughing, because you know this. You watch me have these conversations. Legit. I keep stating this. I will never forget the summer of 2024 as long as I live. Because the way our fans got gassed. And I was like, this is all well and good. Who's scoring our goals? I kept saying this. We scored 58, 57 league goals last season, 58 the season before. So in Ten Hag's 2 seasons, we failed to crack 60. Why are we getting 75? With the same attacking players. We didn't add no attackers. And this manager don't help either. I was like, you thought, we can get 80 league goals? From who? Who? I had to look around. Did we get new players? What? It's like outrageous. Outrageous.
Do you know what? Yeah. This is one thing that I really admire about you as a Manchester United fan, or just a fan in general, because you don't see it too often when you're looking about the football content creation space. Is you're the one person that I've seen that's never been, at least since I've been watching, never been gaslit by anything that your team does. Like, you're always, at least when it comes to Arsenal, you're a bit different, innit? But when it comes to Manchester United, you're like this, like level head, like just is straight, like cool.
I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? And that's very difficult to do when you're a content creator, because obviously as a content creator, you've always kind of got that bit in the back of your mind, or maybe you have it in the bit in the back of your head, like, oh man, like, I think my team's dead, but if I gas up my team on this video or on this TikTok or on this short or on this watch along or on whatever I'm on, or on this person's channel, that person's channel, I'm gonna get more followers.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's kind of the moral battle that content creators face. It's like, what are you more? Are you more of a fan of your club, or are you more of a content creator? And I think it's something that you just have to respect when someone goes, you know what, bun all of that. I'm just gonna tell it as it is about my club, innit? And that's why in the Arsenal space, you see people like Lee Gunner, Northside get a lot of slack, but they're just always saying it as it is. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I just do you know what? I have to big you up on that because it's hard to do. People don't realize how hard it is to do. Like I don't know. Like this is like at this point, is this like a full-time thing for you? Like the football?
Yeah, it's full time for me. Yeah, it's full time for me. And the key word, and I appreciate the kind words there that you said there was morals. I always say this: if you can morally deal with something, as long as you ain't harming anyone and we're only talking football, that's fair. My thing is just be honest. I couldn't do it. I know if I gaslit everything Manchester United did was super positive. Yeah. Every player we got was world class. We're gonna win the quadruple every year. It's road to 14K. I'd be on the road to 44K. But guess what? I can't live with that. I can't sit in front of this camera on this mic with this ring light on and lie to people. I lie to people because we're important parts of people who are fans of us and support us. Like they take our words like on board, like they're locked in. It's people in my chat who I see, I'll say something 3 months ago, and then the topic will come back up and someone will say, hey, yeah, I remember you saying this, and this 3 months ago. And I go, right, I forgot I said that and you remembered it. Like that's happened where people are like, you said, and I was like, yo, you are smart. I remember saying that. So I can't sit and lie to people because that's just my character and the way I am. And plus, I love Manchester United Football Club. I'm a Manchester United FC stan. So therefore, I want what's best for the football club. That's why I treat it that's why I treat it harshly. Not even treat it supremely harshly. Because I'm like, why do we not want to be the best? And you mentioned Arsenal there. The reason why I'm critical of Arsenal fans and Arsenal, I'm like, when did we stop wanting to be the best? Like you are gonna fall short. Only one team can win the league, but when did the intent stop? When did this? Oh yeah, it's okay to be second because Pep's here, because City's here, or because they've got this player, or if they spent this amount. When did that become a thing? Oh, it's okay. Let's just get top 4. What? I've seen all the pretty much. I've seen all the Fergie years. We didn't win the league every year. We fell short. There were seasons we fell second. There's a few seasons we finished third. But the aim was always to, all right, we're going to win the league. So that's where that battle is. So with me, I just can't morally do it. But I don't knock how anyone sells. However you sell your product is how you sell your product. Personally, I just don't fucks with that whatsoever. I cannot do that whatsoever and be like, all right, gas it, lie, and then be off screen. I'm telling you something different. So you go, I say to you, Hooks, right? Yeah, United can win the league. And then we get off stream and I go, nah, I don't think we can win the league. You gonna look at me funny.
Yeah,
that's just me though. I can't deal with that. Man, are just lying on stream. That's just again. And my peoples would get at me. My peoples, because they watch this. Family would get at me like, don't be out here embarrassing us. Like if I was out here saying, oh, Ten Hag can do this and that. Come on, man. Like you better than that. Like so that's where that stems from in regards to calling it as I see it. Yeah.
No, it's so true, man. And it's like, I don't know, like I feel like, and I don't know if maybe this kind of you experienced this as well when you first kind of got into like football content creation, but I actually pay more attention to just fans in general now and what they say, and I'm actually quite like amazed by not even just the people on the camera, the people in the chat as well. Like there's so many polarizing opinions that it's like is very easy to like sometimes just be on a show or doing a show and then someone just says something so left that you could have never comprehended or even thought about. And then sometimes I'm just there like, I'm actually thinking about it. Like this never crossed my mind. And it just shows me like how diverse like football fans are. Like it's actually crazy how diverse football fans are.
Mad.
So it
is because one thing that content creators done, and you'll realize this as well, is because we're open up to a whole new, so many more opinions. Because football, worldwide sport, we all know this. But before I'm content creating, I'm talking to family, I'm talking to brethrens at work. That's a small sample size compared to literally now we're here. There's someone watching this right now who's from a different continent. Someone right now who can comment, who can get your opinion on something or my opinion on something and give their opinion on whatever, who's from a different continent. That's not the norm. But now in this space, that's allowed, it's opened up my eyes to it all. And just that we're not all on the same wavelength. We all want the same things, but I always thought I'm a Manchester United fan. We aim to win at all costs. And then what I seen with Manchester United being unsuccessful was, oh, no. Like, as long as I feel good about the team for winning secondary, forget all that.
Yeah.
And I seen that in the Oli era. I seen it in the Ten Hag era, where when Manchester United are falling short, people are okay with it or content with it because certain players are playing, or youth academy players playing, or it's not this. I get this a lot. It's not the United way. We don't sack managers. Rubbish. Do your history. Do your history. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just laziness on your point. Like you can literally Google Manchester United history and see that we sacked managers from Sir Matt Busby to Sir Alex Ferguson. There's a list of managers that got sacked. Oh well, what if Ruben Amorim don't work? That's enough. We sack him and get the next manager. Can't keep saying. Yes, you can, because we are looking for that extra special manager to take us back to the top, which is what Fergie was at his time. And they're very few and far between. You get one every now and then. You lot had it with Wenger. We had it with Fergie. Chelsea had it with Mourinho. City are now having it with Pep. Them Ancelotti. Them managers are not the norm. They're the exception to the rule. They're the GOATs. They sit in the Hall of Fame. We are looking for the next Hall of Fame manager. Is it tough to find? Yes, but this is why the people making these decisions are paid extremely well to do these things. Go and find me my next manager who's going to take me to the top. So yeah, like that's one thing I realized, people are accepting, because they love Manchester United, they're accepting of mediocrity. We finished 8th for the minus goal difference and people backed it. I was like, well, accept anything. I was like, this, and I wonder why it went bad the season after with the same manager. All right. Yeah. It's like, okay. Like, you do all this gaslighting and, we can do this. No, we're not doing anything. Unless we go inside a whole heap of new players. And we actually did well in the window, but what we signed was more defensive players outside of Xerxes. And offensively was our issue. Even defensively last year, we had a couple bad results, but overall defensively, we're not too bad. It was going forward, we don't create and score enough. I'm saying we scored 57 league goals we scored 58 it was we scored last season, I think. Luton, who got relegated, they scored 5 less goals than us. Hooks, hear what I'm saying? 5 less goals than us, Luton Town, who got relegated. And people were talking about this attack doing anything. All right. But I'm the crazy one. All right. Okay. You are a joke thing, man. I swear. Love turn you blind, man. For real. Outrageous behavior. I couldn't believe what I was reading and seeing and hearing from people. I was like, what? Is this the same team? I felt like I supported a different Manchester United. Like I'm a United in an alternate universe. Yeah, I'm just checking here. Yeah, 57 league goals we got. Luton Town scored 52. And they got relegated.
Crazy.
So our attack was barely better than a championship attack. But yet people believe we were going to score all these goals and we can finish top 4, top 3. No, we can't. No, cut it out. Stop it. Right, really.
All right, sweet. So look, yeah. Tell me about your journey as a Manchester United fan. Like, how did it start? Why did you choose Manchester United? And has there ever been like a moment in your journey that like you've truly questioned your decision of becoming a Manchester United fan?
To me, it wasn't a choice. Born into it. I had zero choice whatsoever. Zero choice. My mom, dad, all my uncles and aunts, Manchester United fans. The generation above them, Manchester United fans. My brothers, my sisters, all my cousins, Manchester United fans. The generation now below me, all my nieces, nephews, younger cousins, etc., all Manchester United fans. Born into this. So I didn't have a choice, like a religion. Like I knew about Manchester. I was a Manchester United fan before I knew about other football teams. This is your team. You know what I'm saying? I'm in kits from young, like Manchester United, like my mom, pops, like I say, my uncles, aunts, watching Manchester United. Manchester United heavy. Bear in mind, I'm a 90s baby. So this is match of the day times. This is, for those that don't know, checking the score on teletext. Yeah. This is the times I'm talking about. You know Hooks about them too. For those that don't know, it's before the social media era, where you'd have your normal TV on and you click teletext, and then teletext would have the pages and you get the updates on the score of all the Premier League games. That's what it was like. So yeah, I had zero bearing. And one thing I've realized very early, it's like I mentioned there, it's like a religion, it's like a family. Yeah, you may not like them at times, but you love your family regardless, and you're Manchester United through and through. That's what I realized. I'm United through and through. Okay. I'm United through and through. So zero choice.
And I'm guessing so what about on the flip side of questioning? Well, I guess you didn't really make the decision, so I guess it's better to say.
It's crazy. There was nothing to question, Hooks. You know why? Because my pops tells me this all the time. You got so lucky because I was born into the golden era. when I'm born and I'm watching football, so I'm starting watching football mid-90s, and like I'm starting to remember things. We are winning everything. We are head honcho. We are winning Premier League after Premier League. We're winning FA Cups. Bear in mind, I'm a kid when we did the treble. I'm a kid when we three-peating. I'm a kid when we going back to back. So there was nothing to question. To me, it's the norm. I'm growing up on gourmet meals. I'm growing up on 6-star Michelin chef meal. There's nothing to question. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing it all. Like, I'm witnessing all the greatness. You feel me? All these great, fantastic players. You know what I'm saying, this great manager. So it's like there was nothing to question at that time. And then as I got older, like I said, my pops will mention it to me. Oh, you got lucky, you. He's like, I remember the days of United being relegated. I remember us being bad. I remember us going through the 80s when Liverpool had their time. I didn't get that. So literally from a kid up until I was been through primary school, high school, college, then worked, I'm the man. No one can't tell me nothing. How many league titles I've seen? See, like 10 league titles, 2 Champions Leagues, multiple FA Cups. All the best players are here. Like, to be legit. So there was zero to question to answer your question. I didn't question anything. Nothing.
So that, and I mean, I'm guessing now, like, you're just chilling in your chair, just waiting for it all to come back in it. Like, you've probably seen so much success in your life as a Manchester United fan that it's like, okay, cool. I can maybe go however long this period has been, like, just cool. I'll chill because it's coming back. Like, when you've been that successful, like when your team has been that glorious, like, and I'm from the same era. So
yeah. So
like, obviously I saw glory, but I didn't see glory like how Manchester United saw glory.
Yeah. I get you.
A lot of Manchester United's glory comes at my expense.
Arsenal's expense, absolutely.
As an Arsenal fan. So, but I can sit back and I can, obviously when it was happening, it was peak. But now, as I'm older and I can comprehend things a bit better and maybe I'm a bit more balanced in my thinking, I can look back on that period of time and, well, take away 2 things. The first thing is that Sir Alex Ferguson absolutely masterminded, like, a madness. Like, you have to respect it. Like, I just feel like you have to respect it. But then,
yeah, absolutely.
It also, on the flip side, it makes me go, wow. Like, it makes me respect Wenger even more, just for what he was able to do in that, like, 7 to 8 year period where he wasn't really anybody. He got questioned heavily a lot in the media when he first came, and in his second season he defeated Ferguson.
Yeah, he did the business. Yeah, and that's what you have to praise him. And you mentioned that as you get older, you realize and you do your research, football just goes in cycles. So that's why, as much as it breaks me that Manchester United are where we are, and the fact that we're not even competing at the highest level, we've got nowhere near a Premier League, been nowhere near a Champions League in over 10 years, which is the longest period of my lifetime. I understand that football goes in cycles. I'm hoping the cycle breaks in the next year or 2. It could be 2 years from now, could be 5 years now. It might be another 10 years. But that's one thing like I've just come to terms with. It's cycles. Your team isn't going to dominate forever. It just, when it's your team, you think it's going to be forever. When it's the rivals like it is now with City, you think it's going to be forever. City's dominance will come to an end. When that is, who knows? But it won't last forever. But it certainly feels that way. So I'm just looking at United and going, all right, we're making steps in the right direction. Our cycle will come again and I will enjoy it. I'm saying, because I'll be content creating, so then it's even documented. So that's what it is. Because even that's the best thing, that it's going to be documented. And I get to enjoy it with more Manchester United fans, the success. Even the wins we've had, even winning cups, people are like, oh, why did you celebrate the Carabao Cup? We hadn't won a trophy in 6 years at that point. Yeah. Why would I not celebrate the Carabao Cup? Oh, why did you celebrate the FA Cup? It kept Ten Hag. 1, it didn't. And 2, like I stated, if that makes the ownership keep Ten Hag, they're terrible anyway. So we might as well pick up this trophy. I'm never into this thing about not winning trophies. To me, that's crazy. Yes, trophies have priority and you prioritize, but this whole thing, I don't want to win a trophy. Why? What? Never understood it. Never understood that. Oh, I don't want that. I don't want the Carabao Cup. I don't want the FA Cup. Don't want the Europa League. Excuse me? All right. Okay. Again, very, 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 very strange mindset that I don't know if that's I even say it's new generation, because I know people from the new generation are not like that. But when I was growing up and everyone in my generation never turned their noses up at a trophy. Oh, we can win the FA Cup. Go win the FA Cup. What's the downside to that? That can only benefit you. That can only benefit. Oh, I don't win the Europa League. Of course you want to be in champs. But if you're in the Europa League, win it.
Yeah. See, I think football fandom has changed a lot. Like from when I was young. So when I was young, and like in, I would say maybe late primary school, going on into secondary school, like obviously everything's about football. Well, obviously not everyone, but if you're into football, everything's about football, isn't it? Like even down to like the little stuff of like, oh, did you see Henri, what he did on the weekend? And then like you're all in the playground trying to, obviously for you wouldn't have been Henri for you in it, but or maybe it might have, because Henri was doing some.
Because you respect it, like that's what it is. Yeah. Everyone's picking their favorite players, like, oh, I'm such and such. Yeah, let's try to recreate such and such a goal. Yeah.
Exactly, and like everyone's like all playing in the playground, and it's like, oh yeah, man, today, I don't know, I'm David Ginola or whatever. Like they're just ballers, innit? And it was never really like, it was the conversation, at least from what I remember, was never really, oh, my team's better than yours, my team's better than yours, my player's better than yours, my player's better than yours. Now your player's bad because my player's better than yours, innit? It seemed like back when I was growing up, there was more of just like a general appreciation of football and footballers, and like how difficult the craft is. Whereas, and even then, like I would have men that would chat to me about like, oh man, I hope that like we beat you in the Carabao Cup, or oh, I hope we beat you in the Community Shield. Like, yeah, like they were putting like these cups like at levels, or like, oh, the FA Cup. Like, but now, yeah, it's like every conversation just feels like with fans, oh, where's your UCL? Like no matter what we're talking about, we could be talking about anything. Oh, where's your UCL? It's like it feels like. Do you know what it feels like? Yeah, it feels like whenever I'm having a debate or an argument with someone, and it gets to the point where I'm winning or about to win.
They got nothing. It's the draw. It's a very lazy argument. Yeah. Let's draw for that, and that's why. Yeah, and it's lazy, because I'll never do that. Like I'll run jokes that, to me, it's always about who I'm talking to. So for instance, if I'm running jokes with troops, that's something I say to troops, because that's fam. Yeah. But if I'm talking to an Arsenal fan I don't know too well, okay, let's have the conversation, which I've done being on platforms, being in this space. I don't bring it up. I don't know you like that. So it's like, okay, let's actually have the conversation, because I like having conversations and debates, and it's not even about, to me, like winning or losing. It's more so you learn something new. That's why I'm like, especially debating with someone who's intelligent from another fan base, because you get a different perspective, and then it's something you add, information you add. So I'm always, I say this all the time, I get more wrong than I get right in regards to football. I'm just giving my opinion, because guess what? If I knew that much, I'd be working in the sport, earning 20 times more than what I earn now. If I knew that much, if I was that detailed and was like some head honcho scout, you know what I'm saying, or bad boy director of football, and don't get misunderstood. There's people in this space who are 110% can work in the sport. Yeah. There's 110%. I am not one of them. I'm just giving my opinion on what I see and calling it as I see it. So with that, it's like, it's with debates, it depends who you are. Like if it's someone I'm cool with, family, I'm gonna run more bants. But if it's someone I don't know too tough, all right, let's actually have the intellectual debate on it. So I'm not gonna draw and go, oh yeah, where's your Champions League? So I know with Arsenal fans, I always say, what's the bar? How come there's just this acceptance of Arteta not winning anything?
Yeah,
that's always the biggest thing for me. And I was on a platform, was it Mo's channel? And a man told me, yeah, as long as we get 85 league points, I'm good.
What?
Exactly. This is what man told me. As long as we get 85 league points, we're going to be in and around the title. So I was like, okay, so if you finish second for the next 3 seasons, you're cool with that. So all right, bet. That's what he said to me. Couldn't believe it.
That's crazy, because
this is my point.
But you know why it's crazy? Because 89 points didn't win us the league last season. So why would you be happy with 85?
Exactly, because the seen as, you know what you mentioned there, progress. I was like, all right, cool. Because I was just like, because I was debating going back and forth, and I was just trying to get to what the bar is. Because I don't understand from outside looking in. Yeah, as a Manchester United fan, keep Arteta. say this all the time because I don't think he's holding Arsenal back. But I can take off my Manchester United glasses and go to an Arsenal fan, why are you pursuing with this when he's clearly showing time and time again he's not good enough? You don't think he's going. That's the craziest part. As an Arsenal fan, did you predict you lot to win the league at the start of the season and say, oh, I didn't do predictions or some rubbish? Don't lie. You're a content creator. You did predictions. Stop it. Stop it. Like we all content creating long enough. Because I know if I go search up videos, we all, myself included, we all did predictions at the start of the season. Because if you predicted Arsenal as an Arsenal fan, so if as an Arsenal fan you predicted Arsenal to win the league, you're going to say that. And there is certain Arsenal fans that did. But if you didn't, why are you persisting with someone you believe is not good enough to get you over the line? That makes no sense to me. But again, this makes can be crazy at times.
It's the curse, isn't it? I don't know how it is with Manchester United fans. I imagine it to be a bit similar, and I don't know, maybe you could school me on this one, but for Arsenal fans, I feel like there's a crazy divide. Like it's undeniable. There's a crazy divide in the fan base. But I feel like the thing that divides the fan base the most is the generation gap. That's for me what divides the fan base, because you have, and don't get me wrong, there's always going to be exceptions to the case, but I'm a believer that exceptions don't prove the case. If anything, they disprove it. So it's like you have a whole bunch of fans that they've always just been in the mud with Arsenal, and what they're seeing right now from Arsenal is the best that they've ever seen with Arsenal. A lot of Arsenal fans, the first trophy that they saw while being able to comprehend football at a level where you understand what trophies actually mean was the FA Cup, the Arteta one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So while it is a bit frustrating for me, because I am an Arsenal fan that came from the glory days. So I know what glory is really about. All that history that man tell you to go and research on, I watched live. You know what I mean? I saw it in the flesh. Like it was happening while I was growing up. So to me, that's why I'm not happy right now, because I've seen way better than what you've seen. And I feel like, I don't know, is it would you say it's something similar in the
to an extent? It is to an extent in regards to that, but Manchester United have still had success even during like our drought period. We still picked up a Europa League, still picked up 2 FA Cups, still picked up 2 Carabao Cups, which isn't bad overall. But when you look at Manchester United, it's bad for us in a 10-year period that we got nowhere near the major honors. So in regards to it, I think I mentioned it at the start of the show earlier on. People's love for the club blinds them. I think it's different cases for different people. One, because people love the club, they'll never call it out because you're not deemed a proper fan. Nonsense. Secondly, this whole thing of, it's not the Manchester United way to sack managers. Nonsense. Like, and just this sheer acceptance of just being mediocre and not being good enough. Like, and that's where it stems from. And I've seen that with ton of people will defend anything. Like the Manchester United badge and the name confuses a lot of fans. And when I say that in regards to, they see players put on the shirt and think it's the purple juice from Wakanda. That's what they think, man. They think it's that. They think it's the Iron Man suit. They think average players are just gonna turn into super world-class players, and it's like, no, it doesn't work like that. And that's why people back Ten Hag. They wanted it to work so badly. Oh, you can't call out managers. It's clearly not working. And Ten Hag's last season shown that. Because all I was hearing about, he won the FA Cup. We had our worst ever Premier League campaign in our history. We had the worst ever Champions League campaign in our history. We had the worst ever Champions League campaign in British history. There's nothing to discuss. He won the FA Cup and he should be sacked. Van Gaal had a better season and won the FA Cup and we got sacked. So why would we not sack this guy? But it's just this willingness to accept. And if we're all Manchester United foolishness. Sack the manager and keep it stepping. I think it's just people. And a lot of people just don't know what they're talking about as well. Let's just call that straight. A lot of people don't know what they're talking about and can't separate their logic from their emotions. A lot of people lead with emotions. And I tell people, fuck your feelings. We don't care. It's about winning. Say it, man. Facts over feelings, don't care whatsoever. Do not care, could care less. Even when people talk about Ineos and they go, what would the fans think? And I say, F the fans, including myself. Do your job. If you do your job, we'll be happy. This is why you're paid what you're paid. Don't worry about what I think or others think. No. Do the best job possible at Manchester United. Get us back to success and all the fans gonna love you. Simple as that.
Yeah. Nah, true. It's facts. It's facts. So look, yeah. So when, as a Manchester United fan, what would you say, when you sit down and really think about it and you really reminisce, what's like a moment in I guess your experience of being a Manchester United fan that like truly resonates with you the most, and you would say sticks the most in your mind, and are you able to kind of paint us that picture of that moment?
Of course, like the one that stands out, because we got two iconic moments. Of course, 99 sticks out, and I'm a kid, so man's even more gassed. The Champions League final, because I remember watching it. We was woeful in the game, went 1-0 down early. I was in bits thinking we were going to lose. Bayern Munich hit the bar like 3-4 times. And then obviously we score late, Sheringham, and then the Ollie one is the one that sticks out. You know what I'm saying? Everyone remembers that. And Solskjaer has done it. Everyone remembers that famous line, man, from Clyde Stillsley. See, that's why you like. Everyone remembers that line. And Solskjaer has done it. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody remembers that line. So that's the one that sticks out. And against you lot, the 99, the semi-final in the FA Cup, the same season. I still see that Vieira pass now. I still see that Vieira pass now across the field. I could envision it at Villa Park. I could see that pass from Patrick Vieira right into Giggs' path. And Giggs just picking up the ball. And again, that was a roller coaster because Keane's been sent off. You know what I'm saying? So we down to 10 men. You lot missed the penalty, Bergkamp, obviously. But yeah, Giggs picking up the ball. So they're the two that stick out. But there's other moments as well. Champions League, Cristiano Ronaldo, his header against Chelsea. Remember that. Andy Cole's goal, again, 99. See how I remember 99 vividly when we played Spurs and he loved the goalkeeper. He loved Spurs. I think it was it Ian Walker? I think it was Ian Walker. And he loved him. We ended up winning that game. So there are moments like Paul Scholes, 2008 semi-final as well. That's another moment that sticks out. But yeah, so many. York and Cole, and again, 99 is one of those, because it was such an iconic season. So many iconic moments happened.
That 99 FA Cup semi-final, just the Giggs. Like, I would never forget. It's that white and black shirt and the goal and just the hairy chest, like just out, like it's just all so, yeah, just like, you know what I mean? I did like
vivid.
And this is what I mean. Yeah, this is why I want Manchester United and Arsenal to be swinging it again back at the top for the title, because it's just, I deserve it, man. I deserve to.
It's a genuine rivalry. That's why, and you know, if it happens, there would be genuine disdain because of everything that happened. Our clubs don't like each other. Like, I don't people realize that. Like, United and Arsenal even before Vieira and Keane, United and Arsenal were beefing each other. I think it was like, was it like 19? Was it like early? Like, when I say early 90s, even before my time, and Cole was talking about this, and who was it? It was an Arsenal player. I can't remember. Punched Steve Bruce in the face in the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? Like, that type of thing. He was on a podcast talking about it. And again, this is before Vieira and Keane. This is even before Wenger was there. This is how long we're talking. And this is before, and I don't remember Arsenal before Wenger. So this is how long we talk. So we've been beefing for a long, long time. A long, long time.
It'll be good to go back to that, man. Well, maybe not. I don't think we'll ever go back to the beefing, because I just don't think players are built like that.
Yeah, them characters ain't like that, but the rivalry could still be there in regards to the game and moments and stuff like that.
100%.
That type of thing.
100%. So look, I only know because I had to ask you, and I don't know if other people know, but your two favorite players of all time for Manchester United are Andy Cole and Roy Keane. Why is that?
Yes. Roy Keane, because he just epitomizes what Manchester United were at that point in regards to the standards being the highest of the high, and they do not dip at any moment. We were just talking about fans and their expectations dropping. It was never acceptable to be second. If we went 1 year without winning the Premier League, ring the alarms, crisis. Yeah. Never mind this 2-3 year period or 10 years now. Like, I seen a clip from the overlap, and it was Keane, Scholes, and Neville talking about it. And Neville's gone, yeah, but if we were 14th, Keane didn't even let him finish the sentence. He said we would never be 14th. He said we would never be 14th. And the Neville's gone, but yeah, if we were 14th, he said we would never be 14th. People would be getting murdered. He's not even letting him, even hypothetically, and them man have retired hooks. Them man have retired. And Keane's just gone into the mindset and went, what? United fought what? People are getting murdered. Don't even let them words come out of your mouth. Bear in mind, these men have been retired for years now at Manchester United. It's not like they're just recently retired 2022. These men have been gone for years. A man are like 14th. What? Man are getting murdered. And people want me to accept 8 for the minus goal difference.
Yeah.
Yo, everybody's getting so. You see how like they do in NBA where a whole team can just get traded in the summer?
Yeah.
That's what would have happened them times with Keane.
Yeah.
Man ain't doing that. Keane's on people's cases. You know what I'm saying? Cantona left. We signed York. I think it's in Keane's book, actually, because I got both Keane's books. And when obviously York was like one of the replacement, not direct replacement, but he was a big striker who signed after Cantona. Keane had the ball in training, smashed a pass at him. York miscontrolled it. And he said Cantona would have controlled that. That's the expectation that's there. Big money signing, you know. Man's letting him know, hey, this is not acceptable. Ben Foster talking about, it was a clip, and Ben Foster was talking about a reserve game. Keane was coming back from injury, a reserve game. Ben Foster's in goal, rolls the ball out to Keane. Keane's bollocking him because he's not rolled out the ball fast enough. Reserve team game, not Champions League final or semi-final. So I say all that. Not only does every teammate of his say how they raised his level, he could play too. I mentioned this on the ball. When it comes to how many midfielders we see who can't progress the ball forward, his short passing was immense through the lines. So technically he had it. You know what I'm saying? Technically he had it. Physically he could get, even though he wasn't physically like the quickest or the strongest, just that will. You know what I'm saying? Just he had immense like people talk about mentality. He had immense mentality with immense skill. And when you combine the two, you get a Roy Keane. So not only was he great, he elevated everyone around him. And you've seen it. Look at the players he ain't battling no script. Vieira's quality. I'll say this on here. Vieira's a better player than Keane. But how come Keane was able to match him? Will. That's what it was. Keane facing Zidane and players like this, Edgar Davids, going to Turin, dominating. Like, that's not no easy feat. That's why I always say he could play. Like, Keane could play, and he made everyone. So that's why Keane's my favorite player. And he's like the first captain I remember as well growing up. Like, oh yeah, we got Roy Keane, we got a chance. We got a chance in this game, 100%.
Okay, and then obviously Andy Cole. What's the story behind that?
Andy Cole was because more so when you're growing up, it's all about the strikers scoring goals. And as much as I love Eric Cantona, because Eric Cantona, Cole was the first one I vividly remember just being a bagsman. Yeah. Man just scored goals. Like, go check his goal scoring record. Even before he came to Manchester United at Newcastle. I think he got like 35, 40 goals in the season. I'm going to check that in a second. But he was bagging goals at Newcastle before we signed him. And then he came to Manchester United, and again, goal machine. Goal machine for, and I say this, the most underrated and most disrespected striker. I think he's like 4th in the all-time list in the Premier League or something like that. And people say, oh, he needed 5 chances to score. Bagsman, I'm looking here. Newcastle, 34 goals in 40 games he scored. That was in 93, 94. Then he came to us, was slow, but then got 11, 6, 15, 17, 19, and then didn't play too much after that. Bagsman, and this is before people scoring 30, 40 goals was the regular thing. If you got near 20 goals in a league season, you was the man. And then you add in him scoring goals and then the partnership with him and Cole. Him and Cole was the first partnership I remember. That's why you met at the start when you said one partnership, you mentioned York and Cole. Everyone remembers that goal in 99 against Barcelona with the step overs. And that man did that religiously. So with Cole, that's why I call my favorite.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know that he actually was at Arsenal.
Yes, he was at Arsenal. Yeah, he was at Arsenal. Yeah,
so, I mean, I could have imagined that could have been Wrighty and Cole at Arsenal, but that would have been a beautiful sight. I can't lie. I was a big fan of Cole. Like, I can't be a hater, and even Cole and Sheringham had a good partnership. They just
they didn't like each other. Cole, Sheringham, Ollie, and York, like those as a quartet, it worked. All 4 of them, it worked. Ridiculous. 100. All 4 of them, it worked. Yeah, outrageous.
It was crazy, man. I can't lie. It was, it really does make you wonder as a Manchester United fan, like, how did you ever get to the point where you don't have a bagsman? And it's like Arsenal. Arsenal are also known for having bagsmen across their history, and now we're at a point where both our clubs just don't have a bagsman, and it's like, I don't know, maybe it's not quite the same for Manchester United, because I don't think that Ten Hag really came in and said, you know, I'm going to take Manchester United back to what we know them to be. But Arteta definitely made a thing about the culture of Arsenal and the history of Arsenal and going back to the old ways. And he's yet to sign a bagsman. So, hey, man, do you know what I mean? So
it's because it is tougher, like you said there. Them nines are not, there isn't them nines, but it's because more of the wide players now. Like I mentioned, Cole being my favorite player, one of my favorite players because he's a striker. And when we're younger, strikers scored all the goals, and that's who, as a kid, most kids resonated with. So whether it was Henry for you lot, whether it was Cole for us lot, and the list goes on. However, now it's the wide players. Yeah. People want to be, it's been the Messi and Ronaldo era. Yes, Messi played, I mean, Ronaldo did shift central, but he started out wide. He's also drift out wide as well before he became the goal scoring machine. Messi's a wide player.
Yeah.
Mo Salah now, wide player. Eden Hazard, wide player. Like the star boys and the star players in attack, even with you lot, Saka, wide player. It's the wide players now who are the ones everyone looks at. Haaland's a throwback, but even outside of that, how many goals was Sterling scoring when he was at City, or Sane was scoring, or you had Mahrez when they've been dominant? Liverpool, it wasn't Firmino, it was Salah and Mane. Yeah. They were the two. So that's what it is.
No, that's a very good point. That is a very good point. So look, final question from me. Yeah, which is what does being a fan mean to you? And can you imagine a world without Manchester United?
Definitely can't imagine a world without Manchester United, because they were a massive, massive part of my life. You know what I'm saying? Now a massive part of my job and my career. So without them, I don't know what I'd be doing. Like you hear people say this, is like, I have no idea what I'd be doing. And even outside of Manchester United, I am a footballing fan. And it's something that's been a constant in my life from the very beginning up until now. And it's introduced me and you having this conversation right now because of football.
Yeah.
Take football out of it, you wouldn't. It's helped me like become into brotherhoods, you know what I'm saying, because of the sport as well. So no, I definitely couldn't imagine a life without Manchester United. And being a fan with me is, like I said, it's all family related, it's gang like, it's cult like, it's religious. It's all right, Manchester United, we all support United. Instantly, you man are cool. You start a new job. Oh, what team you support? Oh, United. I'm United too. Instantly, you man are cool. Straight away, you man are cool. It's like throwing up a gang sign. It's like, oh, what set are you? And you throw up your set, and he throws up the same set. You man are like that. Like that's what it is. Or if you walk in, you go, oh, you support, oh, you're Liverpool. Instant up, instant bants. Man knows what it is. He running jokes on me. I'm running jokes on him instantly. Or who you? Oh, you're City. Instant joke. I mean, instant joke. Same with City. Same with Liverpool. Same with Arsenal, etc. Like that's what it is. It lets it be known. It is kind of like, it is gang like throwing up, like rapping your set, and that's where it stems from. To me, being a fan is one big family, dysfunctional more often than not, but wanting your team to be successful. And there's nothing better than seeing your team be successful in a sporting sense. That's what I'd say.
100%. I couldn't agree with the. I like the gang like.
Yeah, this gang like. Think about it. You walk into a new job Monday, like this Monday, don't know anyone, and then you're chatting to the guy first thing, and you go to him, who you support, and he goes, Arsenal. Instant, you man are cool. Instant conversation. I'm Arsenal too. What do you think of Arteta? What do you think of Saka? What do you think we can do? And then the guy next to you goes, oh, I'm Spurs. What you man doing? Bantering him straight away. Straight away, you running jokes. Straight away. You know what I'm saying? Immediately. Don't know, man. You man don't know each other, but instantly it's like, all right, that's what it is. It's gang-like type thing. So that's what it is to me.
That's cold. Well, look, I've enjoyed the conversation, man. Love for coming through, man. I really appreciate it.
Oh, good.
I enjoyed it. I hope everyone that's tuned in now and does tune in on playback, I hope you enjoyed the conversation as well. Like I said at the start of the video, make sure you're subscribing to Sarcasm City. Like, look, Flawless putting in mad work. Like, and well, you heard it. It's not just football. It's Formula One. It's basketball. It's gaming. It's literally is everything. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, to be able to just have that much sport going on in your head and being able to talk about that's a talent in itself. Like
appreciate blessings.
Sometimes for me, just like sometimes stepping out and like trying to learn more about just other football clubs in different leagues is like, whoa, my brain's dying. Old man,
I hear you.
but to do that for football and different, like, you get me, you get my flowers each and every time. So make sure you're subscribing. Obviously, on the way out, make sure you're throwing the kunai at that like button. You get me? Because we need to get the likes up. Make sure you're subscribing. Come and join the village. Like I said, we got loads of missions, and we need more Shinobi to fill out the mission. And yeah, drop a comment on the video. You know, algorithms, get them warming up.
Yes.
All of that good stuff, and hit the bell so you're notified, because we got one more stream that we're doing today. We're doing it at about 10 p.m. So make sure you're tuning for that one. It's going to be the Arsenal Nottingham Forest match preview with man like D from Fam Zone. So yeah, check that out. And yeah, I'll catch you next time.
Big up.